Hi guys, I went ahead and I gave you back the paper that you did yesterday from the cell to gene. And so on the back, we are going to take some short notes and I want you to write this as well. So I have drawn a picture of a small chromosome, but I'm going to go ahead and draw the chromosome with the DNA inside. So I'm going to do 2 ovals. Like so, and again, I'm not good at drawing, so if I can do it, you can do it. I'm going to draw a DNA inside the chromosome. Okay, this is going to be my DNA here. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. This is my DNA molecule. One is from mom, one is from dad. Okay. So DNA contains our genetic code. So DNA is composed of 4 different letters in random order, and every person has a different order. The 4 letters that DNA is composed of, we call these letters nucleotide bases. Are A, T, G, and C. Okay, A stands for adenosine, T for thymine, G for guanine, and C for cytosine. Okay, for the test, you don't need to know the names. This is just something that is good for you to know, that DNA is composed of bases. So I'm going to go ahead and draw a T with an A with a T. That should be a C, not a G. A C with a G, and a G with a C. Okay, I'm going to do that same thing on the other side. So again, the DNA is composed of 4 different bases, and the order is different for every person all along the DNA molecule. C with G, and then here G with C. Okay, now a section of the DNA is called a gene, right? This is called a gene. This is a gene. This is a gene. Now genes code for traits. So let's say, I'm just going to give an example. Let's say this gene right here codes for hair color. So this one would also code for hair color. Okay. Now, one I get from mom, one I get from dad. So let's say this hair color gene codes for brown hair. This gene, hair color, codes for blonde hair. Now, they both code for hair color, just different versions, so we call that an allele. An allele is different versions of a gene. Okay? So this, let's say this section of DNA codes for eye color. So this is just another example. So let's say this one here also codes for eye color. Okay. All right. So now this gene codes or this allele is for brown hair. This allele is for blonde hair. So I'm going to assign a letter here. So I'm going to say brown hair. Brown hair for the most part is dominant. So I'm going to give it a capital B. Okay. Blonde for the most part is recessive. So I'm going to give it a lowercase b. Okay. So now I'm going to put my big B and my little b next to each other. Okay. So this, the way the combination is here, one letter is uppercase, one letter is lowercase. So we say that this is homozygous. Okay. I'm sorry, that's wrong. That's heterozygous. I'm sorry, you guys. That's heterozygous, not homozygous. I don't know what I was thinking. Okay, heterozygous, I'm sorry. Because you have one uppercase and one lowercase. Okay, now because you have an uppercase letter, the uppercase is always dominant. So this would be heterozygous dominant. All right, so I could also have, let's say I had big B, that's another option. Okay, so now this one would be homozygous because I have the same, I have two capitals. Or I could have two lower cases. In this case, it would also be homozygous. Okay, but this one would be, since I have two dominant alleles here, this one would be homozygous dominant, and this one would be homozygous recessive. Okay, so we had said, if I go back to my chromosome here, I am big B, little b. All right, so let's do a Punnett square. So this is me, right? This is female, this is me. And so I get married, I meet someone, and let's say the person that I meet has blonde hair. So I'm gonna say that they are little b, little b. Okay, this is a male. All right, so now we are going to combine them, right? So I'm gonna move the big B across and then the little b down. And I'm gonna do that for every single square. All right, so what is the probability, or what is the percentage, if we were to have a child, what is the percentage of kids that would possibly have brown hair? So if I look here at the Punnett square, 50% would have a chance of having brown hair. Okay, because this one would have brown hair, this one would have brown hair. What is the percentage of blonde hair? 50% would have blonde hair. Okay, so now we're going to define genotype, because you need to know the definition for genotype and phenotype. Okay, so genotype would be my genetic makeup. So what am I homozygous dominant? Am I homozygous recessive? Am I heterozygous dominant? So what am I? So a genotype would be, for example, am I big B, little b? Am I big B, or am I little b, right? That would be genotype. Phenotype is what I have, my physical appearance. So do I have brown hair or do I have blonde hair? So that would be my phenotype in this case. An example, okay? All right, that ends our notes.